Right, well, we're back here today on the farm and we've got an interesting proposition that we're going to talk about because, well, let's run down the shed and I'll show you. As you may already be aware of, the old gator, the 855D from 2016 that we bought a couple of years ago, recently that's been playing up, and as a result of that, it's been left dormant over in the garage at the shack, and it's left the Kubota over here to do most of the sheep work. In response to this, Dad was we were debating two things. One was that we bit the bullet and we got a brand new side-by-side, or two, we would bite the bullet and raise the funds to completely do up the gator. Well, because the gator's had a whole bunch of new parts on it over the years. It's been a real workhorse for us. We've had it for the past 8 years, actually, to the point where it's had new drive belts. It's had 2 complete overhauls at John Deere, and it's gotten to the point where, well, we needed something different. So we bit the bullet and we got this. So this right here is a brand new 2022 John Deere XUV835E. It is a 2-seater, it's got bucket seats, it's got a cup holder, it's got all these fancy shelves right here. And this was sent out to us by Acre, our local John Deere dealership. And wow, it's a world of difference. So I do believe that our gator, the 855D, when it was brand new, it came with a diesel engine and 23 horsepower. And it had a top speed of 40 kilometers an hour, 45. And because our farm has a lot of sand, and when you contrast that to how Nelly Creek was, with all its gutters and gullies and red country and the gravel that we had, the vehicles liked it a lot better up there than they do down here, and they're finding it a struggle. And the gator's gearbox went and broke itself. It just couldn't handle it. In contrast to this, we needed something with a little bit more kick. So we got the 835E. It's a petrol engine, and it's got a little bit more horsepower to it. It doesn't have 23 horsepower. It has, I don't know, I have to recheck that. It has this amount of horsepower. Future Johnny Man, when you're editing this, do believe to put it right there. And it's got a petrol engine. It's got a top speed of 65 kilometers an hour. And it's got four-wheel drive. It's got these fancy newish tires that all the fancy new gators have got. And it's curved at the front in comparison to the old gator, which has a flat nose. This is going to be exciting to use. I've never driven this. As a matter of fact, I was off at school when this was delivered on Wednesday. I've only just come back for the weekend. We're going to try this out. We're going to put it through its paces, see what it can do, and compare it to the 2020 Kubota XUV835E just over there, and possibly bring the 855 out of the shed as well when we move the Terrius, which for some strange reason has decided to break its batteries again. Oh yeah, and for those who are wondering, Miss Bindi Sue, she's doing really, really well. Say hello to the camera, Bindi. Nah, she's busy sniffing around the shed. Let's take a look in the cab here. Oh, Bindi's jumping up into a seat already. Wow. Immediately, I can already feel the difference. This is a much bigger cab in comparison to the 855. This one has a little bit more of a raised up sort of steering wheel. And the old Gator, it was more like sort of lower. In contrast with the old 855, which has much lower down. This is a whole lot more higher, and in comparison to how the gearbox on the Gator was, where it was a lot down low, I can see that John Deere have put it up. So yeah, let's see if I can figure out how to start this. Whoa! It's got a little bit of different sort of whine to it. Completely different gearbox. What do you think, Bindi? Let's see if we can push it up into high. See how it drives. Has a little bit of a whine to it. But then that's probably because of the petrol. Not exactly much kick. Can I make it go a little faster? Yeah. Interesting. Right, well, it's been a little while, hasn't it? So the last time you saw us, it was about mid-March, and that was when, around about the time that the new Gator came. We've had a bit of a time skip. Yes, this is a common thing within the videos because, well, one, education matters, and two, we're just flat out busy. Sometimes too busy to record videos and stuff. But today, it is, the day between Easter Sunday and Good Friday, Easter Saturday I think it is, and despite the fact that a lot of people would be spending the long weekend sitting on their asses doing nothing, probably spending time with their family, we've got work to do. So we've got our rams in here. Say hello, boys. And the plan today is Dad wants to shear the rams. But of course we've got a little bit of cleaning up to do on the wool table before we can do that, because we need space to get this fleece onto the table to sort it out and skirt it and do all that stuff. And hopefully, depending how much wool we get, all the wool that we get off the rams today will go into the wool pack here. Get out of there, dog. Get out of there. So these rams over here, we have bought from multiple different locations over the past couple of years. Some came from places like up in Free Springs, whereas others, more recent rams, they have come from our friend's place over at Chilara Merino Sheep Stud up in Badgingarra, West Australia, which Dad's been doing some work for, and I have had the privilege of being invited to do a couple of videos for them up there. This is a lot of the time when it comes to smaller sheep farms like our property, well, a lot of the time when it comes to sheep farms in general, a lot of people, there's multiple different styles of sheep farming. In our instance, it's Pole Merinos, but across the way there, our neighbours, they'd have sheep like clear skins, which are wool shedding sheep and mostly for meat. A lot of the time with merino farmers, you'd find that sometimes you'd have homebred rams, other times you'd find that they buy multiple different rams from multiple different sheep buyers. So for example, all of these boys here, they've come from all different corners of Western Australia to our place to hook up with the girls and make little tiny baby lammies, which they abandon because they're blokes. So like I said earlier, a lot of these rams, they come from all different corners of WA. Some of these, particularly the Shawnees, so that one, those were bred by us, but we brought them out of... Correction, only 2 of these rams here that are shorn were bred by us. But we admit they're not as good as quality as some of the other rams we have bought. Hence the reason why they're not in commercial use. Dad admits that they probably were a lot better when they were younger, but of course the old boys are starting to get a bit on in years. Hence the reason why we've got a lot of younger woolies that have taken up the business. So these boys here, these are our rams. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of them. And they're all a mix of different, from all different places across WA. This is the case with a lot of sheep farms, a lot of Merino growers. They tend to have, sometimes they breed their own rams, other times they buy from other sheep studs. And this is the similar situation with us. And our mix of sheep, in here we've got 2 green taggers. Those were homebred ones, but the reason why they're shorn and they're not in use at the moment is because we pulled them out of commercial use because they're not as good as some of the other rams nowadays. 1, because they're homebred, and 2, because they're getting on a bit. And when rams get old, you have to pull them out, and some people send them off to get turned into meat, while others just put them out to pasture. And all the shorn ones, 2 of the green tags, they're currently hiding at the moment. But in amongst here, 2 of the green tags, is one of them right there. They were bred from us, and the other Shawnees that are orange tags, they came from Hilpadua up in Free Springs. And the younger woolly ones, those are also a mix from Hilpadua and Chilara. And you can sort of tell the difference between the woolly ones because all the ones that we bought from Chilara recently were shorn differently from the Hilpadua ones. And it's a common belief that the reason why older rams get pulled out is because the younger ones are believed to be genetically superior. Bindi. Bindi is being a teenage puppy. In a couple months' time, she'll be a whole year old. She still acts like a puppy. Still 80 mil. Yeah. And that was from one of the Chilara rams, wasn't it?
That was sure in September.
There you go, folks. First hand. I wonder if the other rams will hold up to it. And is this another one of the Chilara rams or a Hilpadua one?
Chilara.
Okay, let's see how this one goes. So that's 2 down, however many more to go. And those 2 that we just witnessed at shear through time lapse, those were both from Chalara, and as you can see here, the wool still stands pretty strong. Ooh, looks like about 110 mil.
110 mil, 6 months.
Oh, high yielding stuff. Here we go. I think. Here's the old boy that got us in the paper. He's not looking too sharp at the moment, but we're hoping he'll heal.
I think it is.
It's a purple tag anyway.
370. There we go, 370. $1,700 ram.
Ram that got in the fight.
Okay, I don't mind culling him out then.
So this wool here was from one of the Hilpadura rams that Dad still has the booklet for from the sale when we got him. He's not the prized winning $7,000 ram that we also got that day, but number 370, he must have gotten in a fight or something because he wasn't looking too hot. We put some click on him, so hopefully his wounds should be healed and he's outside at the moment. Perhaps in a couple of days he'll be all tidied up and healed, but we'll just have to see. And make sure, boys, that you don't go butting your heads against each other. God. It's like the high school change rooms all over again. Very yellow. Doesn't exactly come across on the GoPro screen very well, but to me it's like very, very sort of yellow. You can sort of see it on the GoPro screen. I'm not sure how this is going to come across in the video, but yeah, it's not as white and silky as the Chalara ones are. So 100 mil since July, you say? 110, okay. On to the next ram. Yeah. So this next one, this one right here, is a bit shorter than the others. That's because, well, we bought him because we had a couple of connections in high places. And we bought him privately after the sale. He was one of the ones that I think, you'll probably have to correct me for this, but I think that was one of the ones that didn't end up getting sold at the Chalara sale last year. So Dad picked him up privately. I think that's right, isn't it, Dad?
Yeah. And he emptied him on the ears that are on adjustment out there.
And those other 2, that in the pen there, they got too short of wool, so it's not worth sharing them again. You get literally nothing off them because they were shorn earlier.
Month ago.
They're going to be sent down the chute and out the paddock, along with the rest of the ones when we get them shorn. This one's a Chilara one, but it's lost its sale tag.
Yeah, because it looks like it was shown earlier.
Huh. Interesting, that. Alright, after a few little mishaps with the cutter, we're finally down to the last shape, which Dad is bringing out now. Let's hope he behaves. So we've just checked the wall here of the final one. I had to stop recording Dad shearing it halfway through because some stupid motorbike decided to go thundering down the road and I had to go check to see who it was. But we checked the numbers on this one for the wall length. Considering that final ram that Dad shore, we got that from Peter's place in what would it be?
Late December.
Late December. That was shorn around that time too. And it's 65 mil. And keeping in mind this is April. So that is really good yield wool. Yielding for wool. And while I'm trying to keep it unbiased, Peter's sheep, they're knocking it out the park compared to the Hill Purdue rams that we've got. Because the Chilara rams, they've got far, far whiter wool. Then if you check over here, you can see that wool there, that's from the Hill Purdue rams. That's a lot more yellow. So that's incredibly, that astounds me. It goes to show that, like, what a difference different breeding makes. So then, Dad, what are your thoughts on the wool of our Chilara rams versus the Hill Purdue?
Yeah, definitely it's wider. And they weren't quite as mad to shear. Bit more, less temperamental.
Yeah. The reason why I didn't film much of the filming, the reason why I didn't film Dad shearing the Hill Purdue rams is because there was this one ram that was really, really, really temperamental. Just what a lot of people seem to think that sheep are dumb. They're not dumb. They've just got attitudes. So Dad and I were going out to check the bore, and you see those little bits of green with the funny little shape? That is Ceradella. That is an incredibly good sign. All we just need now is more rain and we can start growing more stuff. It's not gutless sand. It's sand over gravel and it's gonna do well.
Yeah, I dug down with the loader and this is that yellow stuff off the top of what's underneath.
Oh, that yellow sand. Oh.
Yeah, all we got to do is delve it up.
So that means ploughing.
Special ripper.
Special ripper.
Yeah, it's still expensive.
Yeah. We'll find one day. If I had enough time, I'd make that as my final D&T project. But it'd be too big.
We're a trail fed.
Yeah. It's all coming up.
I only cleaned that the other day.
This isn't exactly a good note to leave it off.